Hello and happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, January 23rd, and you have arrived to class having taken 20 to 25 notes from your MNOpedia source, or your first source, or the one that was handed out to you on the first day of the project. It was a piece of paper handout. You read it and asked questions about it, and now you actually took notes from it. So you arrived to class with those 20 to 25 notes. You know your life of your topic pretty well, but you're going to go deeper over the next 2 days. So to review, we're on the MN Interviews 2019 classroom page, of course, and we're under gathering information because we're going to continue to take notes and gather information. And similar to what you did over the weekend is you're going to continue taking notes on the life of your topic. Now you're going to use Source 2 note-taking form. And we will go through the steps or what you need to do. First of all, you're going to take 15 to 20 new notes, and it's due Thursday, 1/24. That's tomorrow. So now you're focusing on a little less notes because, and you'll see why, you're going to look for new ideas about your topic. Number 2, students will work independently to gather 15 to 20 notes. You're working independently. You're not working side by side with your partner and sharing notes. You're certainly not sharing a Google Doc. You're using your own Google Doc, which is below, down here, and you are working independently. You want to gather notes independently. Later on in the process, you will start putting your notes together. Right now, independent, working by yourself. Number 3, the notes will be taken on the Source 2 note-taking form. That is below. It's down here. It looks like this, and I will go over greater detail of how this works. And of course, it works a lot like the Source 1, if not exactly, just a different information is going to go in there. All right, number 4, you will use a second original source from your list of sources. Now, that list of sources is up here. And so I'm going to go to Evaluating Sources and List of Sources, and right here I have my list of sources. So you're going to want to click and have this open too. And really you're going to be using your Source 2, or what appears in there. And I'll show you how I do this for Dred Scott in a little bit. Okay, the source should focus on new ideas about the topic's life. Don't repeat notes. Just take new ideas, things you don't know from the MNOpedia reading, and you're going to come across those. So you got to scour the source even more to find new and novel ideas about your person's life. Finally, 6, use paraphrase notes. 3 to 10 words, your own words, names, dates, places are really important, events are important, and use shorthand. Instead of Native American, write NA. Instead of European American, write EA. Do not, I repeat, do not copy paste. That is plagiarism. That is not good. Instead, paraphrase the ideas from the source using your own words. All right, let's say I'm doing Dred Scott. Well, my second source is going to be this. So let's imagine, if you will, that I go to my evaluating sources and I'm going to my second source, because this one still focuses on the life of Dred Scott. And so I'm going to go here, I'm going to copy this URL, I'm going to go to my source and I'm going to type in the URL. I'm going to look back here and I say, oh, I have an author, Melvin Urofsky. Okay, well, I'm going to type that in here too. Author Melvin Urofsky. All right, great. Okay, it was last updated January 1st, 2019. Very recent, so pretty reliable source. 2019. Excellent. And do I have a title is what I'm looking for now. Yes, Dred Scott, American Slave is the name of the title. So I would write Dred Scott, American Slave. Okay, so I have all this information up here filled in properly. Now I would want to look at this source, and I'm going to kind of talk you through it. I see they have a birth date, they have a death date, so it talks definitely about his life as an enslaved person, so probably who owned him, air quotes, or who we would consider his master, his travels that he went on, and actually what brought him up to Minnesota or the Minnesota Territory. And probably eventually goes into talking about his freedom or his attempt to become free, which was the famous Dred Scott trial, which was one of the contributions to or contributed to the, or was a cause of the Civil War. So I may want to be reading a little bit about that as well. So I would put those little things after just doing a quick scan in my insights. So I want to preview the source. Just 1 or 2 insights is what you need to do. Once I've done those insights, I'm ready to start reading. So I'd start reading from the top. And anything that is a new idea, I write down in the notes. And I want to have 15 to 20 notes in this section. Once I'm done reading, if I have any questions, or while I'm actually taking notes and reading, if I have any questions, I want to make sure that I put those in here. Okay? Now, another thing to remind you, if you are a person that needs support with reading, you can always use one of the text-to-talk apps or add-ons that help read through this. I highly recommend that if that's the case for you. All right, finally on this, there's one more thing, is I also have included the web page which talks about taking notes, and it has the video for specifically how to take notes, goes into great detail. If you need a reminder, go back and watch that. But otherwise, I think you're ready to go. So to review, you are taking notes from a second source, 15 to 20 notes. They're due tomorrow, Thursday, 1/24. You're working independently. You're going to use the Source 2 note-taking form below, and it makes your own version. You are going to find a second original source that you haven't used yet. You're going to only take notes that are new ideas, and you're going to make sure you're paraphrasing, no copy pasting. All right, thank you for listening.